Happy Sunday. My name's Amy. We'll just wait a few minutes for people to join. This is part of Heal and WellSet's Self-Care Sunday series. I'm excited to lead you all through some tapping, which I'll briefly explain. We'll just wait a few minutes. Welcome, everyone. Wonderful. Everyone's coming on. These series are every other Sunday. We have these 11 a.m. Pacific beautiful self-care series. And today's topic is emotional freedom techniques. EFT. Wonderful. I'm just waiting a moment. Wow, welcome from India, Long Island. Beautiful. You can let me know where you're joining from. I'm here in Los Angeles. Great. So I'll just give, as people are joining, welcome. I'm so excited to see everybody. It's wonderful to have you all here. WellSet is the first digital holistic health studio. Okay, so there's mind, body, emotional well-being, live and on-demand classes. So there's lots of videos and on EFT and a lot of other movement and mindfulness practices. Okay, we have yoga, EFT, which is what I do, yoga, sound healing, really an array of beautiful classes to manage stress, anxiety, overwhelm, everything, okay? I am a WellSet instructor. Again, my name is Amy Piper. On Instagram, it's at Tapping for Truth. I am part of WellSet, and I teach a 30-minute EFT class every other week. I'm a certified EFT practitioner, and for those of you that don't know what that is, it stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. That's also known as tapping, so if you've heard of that term before. Okay, and what is tapping? What is it? Well, it is, people think of it as emotional acupuncture. So think of it as acupuncture without the needles. All right, we're combining Chinese acupressure with modern psychology. So it's a beautiful pairing. I'll be walking you through how to do it. I'll be showing you the tapping points while we're verbalizing the concern. And today's topic is releasing perfectionism, which so many people can relate to. All right. Yeah, so we're going to go through it. And again, lots of videos on demand and live through WellSet. So it's really beautiful. So you can get an introduction today and then check out more classes on WellSet. Okay, I'm going to run through the tapping points briefly, okay? And I want to point out that while we're tapping today, again, on perfectionism, we are going to state the negative. And that's a little bit unique to EFT. And the reason we do it is to release, okay? We're not anchoring anything in. We are here to let go, okay? That's the point of all of this. So we are tapping on these acupressure points while verbalizing the problem. And today's problem, again, is perfectionism and fear of failure, okay? So those are kind of tied together. All right, so we'll be tapping on these acupressure points while verbalizing the problem, and we're doing this to release, okay? We're verbalizing a problem, tapping, releasing, okay? And this pairing helps us get it out of the limbic brain, the emotional brain, okay? It helps us release fight or flight, fear, painful memories, painful experiences, things we've learned, okay? That fight-flight response, that's what we're hacking into. All right, let me run through the tapping points. We'll get into this, okay? We're going to start with the side of the hand. Please note you can use either hand. It doesn't matter. These acupressure points are on both sides of the body, so it doesn't matter. All right, side of the hand. Top of the head. I'm just using all 4 fingers. I like a nice firm pressure. Here, eyebrow. Temple, under the eye, above the lip, below the lip, Again, if it feels good, you can use both hands. You don't need to. Whatever feels good. Collarbone. You're on the collarbone and right beneath it. All right. Rib cage. I'm right here, okay? Ribs. If you're not familiar with this point, some people leave it out. It's very important. Grief is held in the lungs. Anger. We want to get this point, okay? Under the armpit. I'm on the side of my body. Right here. Top of the wrist. Bottom. And then we're back to the top of the head. All right? And you're going to be following along with me. Again, today's topic, releasing perfectionism. So great. So let's get into it. All right. Again, don't worry. We are kind of tuning into, tuning into the negative at first, okay? And we'll round out to positive statements. Cleaning out the negative first, right? Addressing the problem. Then we can feel better and we can really believe those positive things, right? All right, here we go. Okay, so again, please do say this out loud. It is important to hear yourself. That's a key thing with EFT, okay? So if you can, do it out loud. If you're in a public place, maybe just whisper. It's all right. Okay, so we're gonna start with the side of the hand. And I want you to tune in, while we're tapping, tune into the areas of your life where you feel like you have this rigidity or this kind of need for perfectionism or this fear of failure, fear of making a mistake, because that's what we're going to be tapping through, okay? So think about an area of your life where you really feel like you could use a little, lighten up a little, right? Okay, wonderful. Here we go. Side of the hand, all right? Even though I'm afraid I'll fail, if I try something new, if I try something different, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay, let's say that again. Even though I'm afraid I'll fail. And I have this need to be perfect at everything. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Good. This fear of failure. This drive to be perfect. Especially when I'm trying something new, something unfamiliar. I'm terrified I might get it wrong. I probably will get it wrong. Or I might not know how to do it right. I'm worried I won't know how to do it right if I haven't done it before. And I pressure myself to be perfect. Trying to pay attention to every detail. Terrified to make a mistake. Maybe I've been set up to be afraid to make mistakes. Maybe I'm always trying to be perfectionist. I love to look like I know what I'm doing. I don't always know what I'm doing, but I'm afraid of looking like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm afraid of looking stupid. And this fear keeps me safe. Right here on the rib cage. This fear keeps me safe. But it keeps me from trying new things. Right here on the side. This fear keeps me from trying new things. But this fear keeps me really small. And sometimes I don't try things I want to do because of this perfectionism. All the times in my life, I was convinced I failed. And I was worried about failure. I want to recognize I didn't fail. Maybe I didn't do a great job. Or maybe it didn't go as planned. Sometimes things don't go as planned. And I don't like when that happens. But I learned a lot. Even if I receive negative feedback or criticism from people around me for whatever I did or didn't do, that doesn't mean I failed. It doesn't mean I screwed up. I've overcome so many failures in my life, or things I've seen as failures, things I've seen as mistakes. I've overcome them. And overcoming these things I've done wrong, or ways I feel I screwed up, that's actually how I've succeeded. Right here. Any success I've ever had has really been by taking risks. It's actually by feeling uncomfortable, doing things despite my fear, doing things despite my fear of not doing it perfectly. Oh, really stretching my nervous system. I stretch my nervous system when I do new things. And maybe I was taught to be afraid. Maybe I was taught to be afraid of making a mistake. Maybe I learned to be afraid of mistakes, or taught that I needed to be perfect. And this created a big fear. Created a fear of making mistakes. A fear of messing up. And just an overall fear of failure. This fear keeps me so small. It does keep me safe. But then I'm not trying the things I really want to try to do, or the things I really want to do. This demand for perfectionism, it keeps me limited. And the fear of mistakes keeps me limited. And I don't try the things I'd like to try. I'm allowing myself to clear some of this fear, or begin to release some of it. I'm going to begin to stretch myself. Stretch my nervous system a little bit, taking bigger risks, even though I might mess up. Maybe I can take a small risk just to start. Yeah, and even though I'm afraid I'm going to screw it up, and it might not go the way I want it to go, I want to remember that every time I thought I failed, or every time I made a mistake, I have learned something, even though it feels hard. And I'm hard on myself when I'm not perfect. When I actually keep trying and I keep pursuing, I actually learn something. I learned something about me, learned something about my life, and that feels really good. Staying afraid does not feel good. Staying afraid of making a mistake does not feel good. Staying perfectionist is actually uncomfortable. And it keeps me small. The fear of looking stupid keeps me small. And I don't want to play small anymore. Let's say that again. I don't want to play small anymore. A lot of the people in my life that I admire have gone through struggles, have made mistakes, and pushed through it. They didn't stop. Maybe I can do this too. Maybe I can inspire other people that I don't need to do everything perfectly. And then every time something doesn't go my way, and I know it's for a reason, and it will keep me improving. It'll keep me getting better. Maybe I've made mistakes in the past, but who hasn't? I can start back up with enthusiasm. Every day I'm more powerful. Even when I hit a roadblock, I want to see it as an adventure. And I might not do it perfectly. And that's okay. Because I'll keep moving forward. I have to be persistent. I believe in timing. I know I will fulfill what I came here to do. What I came here on earth to do. Good. I believe in divine timing. And I choose to believe in the big picture, in my plan. Releasing this need for perfectionism. Knowing that I might make mistakes. And I can learn from them. And then if I fall down, I will get back up again. I'm learning to appreciate the process. Taking risks. Allowing some room for mistakes. I love myself for working so hard. And I can appreciate the process. I'm getting closer to my own goals. The more I open up, the more I allow myself the freedom to make mistakes. I can try new things, stretch myself, let go, get close to my success, closer to my success. I love myself for working so hard. Good. Wonderful. Good, good, good. Place your hands in your lap for a minute. Close your eyes if you can. Take a couple deep breaths. Feel into that. Remembering that with EFT, emotional freedom techniques, okay, the tapping, we are kind of stirring things up, right? So we're saying some of the negatives to start. We're stirring everything up to release it, okay? We're kind of digging in. So if you felt maybe that if you are a perfectionist or you have a fear of failure, if it kind of ramped up for a moment, that's okay. We're supposed to dig in and stir it up so we can release it and get to a more neutral place. All right, that's the whole idea with EFT. Okay, if things came up for you, don't worry. You can go back and watch this video again, or there's a library of videos on WellSet for EFT tapping, okay? Keep going and put in your own words, okay? Wonderful. Thank you so much for listening. And I do want to mention following WellSet on Instagram. There's lots of great content. That's at WellSet. You can also check out my Instagram at Tapping for Truth. Okay, my name is Amy. And the Heal audience gets, if you're part of the Heal audience, you get 25% off your monthly WellSet membership. Okay, so that's $15 a month instead of $20. Pretty great. And our next IG Live Self-Care Sunday is on 7/23, July 23rd. Okay, so that's exciting. Lots of great content. All right, thank you so much for joining. Keep an eye out for our next live, like I said, in a few weeks, and keep tapping. Thank you so much for joining and trying it out. I hope you feel so much better and lighter. All right. Thanks again.